race. These guys must be feeling absolutely...
Hey Benny, how are you? Yeah. There's probably his Luke, but we'll get this done anyway. Welcome everybody. Split through the V8 Vets. Big shout out to Ben Anthony who's joined me. How are you, Benny boy?
I'm well, Mr. Van Ree. How are you?
Good, mate. Good. This is not going to be the super polished production of Mr. Luke from Race Stars TV. He just does such a professional job. It's beyond belief. So yeah, it's going to be quite good to see how we go here. So I'll just quickly read down the grid. We've got Matty McMillan on pole with Chris Blanchard, David Gilbert, Will Munro, Faz in fifth, Sean Leyland, one of the new drivers, in sixth, with Darren Walden, another new driver, in seventh, Mark Dial making a comeback in eighth, Jason Dunn in ninth, Andrew Galley in 10th, Jeff Eddy in 11th, Lucas Burt 12th, Dave Galley in 13th, Gary Buckland in 14th, Scotty Perrins in 15th. Starting in 16, we've got Peter Tulloch, Ed Cullen, another one of our new drivers, in 17, yours truly in 18th, Herman in 19th, and Pete Keller in 20th. And I think if I hit grid, it's not going to show me the grid, is it? It will show me the grid. Here we go. I will click the next one down. We got to Ed Cullen, Pete Kelleher, and then we had Darren Friend, who didn't set a time, and Blake Warboys, who was our safety car driver. So let's grid this up and get this started.
It's good to see Mark returning back to the series after a little while off.
Definitely is.
Dropping those little batteries on his feet and having some other issues behind the scenes, but it's good that he's back.
Of course, Mark Dial, the godfather of the V8 VETS series. As Matty McMillan gets a jumping start there from Blanchard. Garbett nicely tucks in with Leyland and Walden. And a nice start by Farrington in fifth. Big shout out to Hoff. And of course, guys, if you want to jump in, come into the VETS Discord channel, say good day, have a chat. It's a fairly laid-back broadcast. So Matty definitely getting off to a good start here. You sort of see that the lead boys have done quite well. But Blanchy keeping the pressure on Matty here, which is good. A little bit of a lock up there from Matty McMillan coming out of Forest Elbow for the first time. Being a 300k race, you really want to settle in here and just get into the rhythm, and most of the boys have done really well to get over the top of the mountain for the first time without any real incident.
Reginald, how are you, sir?
Hey, good mate. Good.
Here we go. It's on. See you, Matty. And poor old Dave just drives through there. So that sort of opened the door.
That'll look easy.
Mate, first time. 300k race, you really want to settle in here and just get into the rhythm. Most of the boys have done really well. Get over the top of the mountain for the first time without any real incident. And so Dave now starting with a 1.2 second lead. It's on. And Will Munro now drops into second, so with Farrington in third. And of course, we've still got Matty McMillan still in bits and pieces back, so definitely took a long time to get the car going. Conversations was that he stalled the car, so not good going there by Matty. It took him a fair while to get the car back running again. And,
Horrible feeling when that happens.
Oh, it is. And we've got Duggo with us, and we've got Dave Garbutt with us as well. So Dave out in front at the moment.
Yeah, a bit of a Bradbury moment, fellas.
I don't know.
Take it when you get it.
You definitely had the pace.
Oh yeah, there's strategy in those races. So yeah, there was definitely strategy to keeping up and not crashing. I think was the base strategy at this stage of the race. So yeah, hope to see how it progresses.
Well, this is your third season, Dave, with VETS.
Yeah, so I started iRacing. Jason Dibatito got me started in iRacing in May, June last year. So third season of VETS. Great bunch of guys. Learned a hell of a lot about racing full stop, as well as hunting the V8 supercars around, as well as just a great community. So
That's good.
So a lot of kudos to everybody in VETS. Trying to keep up with people in Split 1 is uniquely challenging after 2 or 3 seasons.
Definitely is. I just find that those guys just go faster and everyone else around me just goes faster as well. So you've really got to work hard to be competitive.
Yeah, the great thing is the community that's willing to jump in and give you a hand and give you tips about each of the corners that you're struggling with, and absolutely wonderful. So, great bunch of guys to race with. League's growing. I think the X splits is going to be interesting this season, as everybody learns the tactics of the drivers in the same split. Very different this split this season. Big splits.
Will be interesting, actually. I'm actually quite looking forward to this concept of the regular splits, getting to know the guys you're racing with. You know, we've got a few new names in here, but there's a few blokes now I've been racing against for a long time.
Yeah. And look, the courtesy on the track as well as the controlled aggression is fantastic. Give you a little bit of room to make mistakes, but if you, but not too much. Like everybody will take advantage of it in the race, but in practice everybody's giving each other plenty of space, which helps everybody improve. And, when I first joined, lucky to do 2 Ken around Bathurst in these things, and I think I'm seeing 206s or something there throughout most of the race. So it's significant improvement in reliability and consistency as well. Although I may speak too soon on that point. And yeah, it's all thanks to HSR for me, A21, Quantum Tint, absolutely fantastic that these guys help fund these series, and for Split 1, Split 2, work at Race Stars and yourselves, John, for Split 3, fantastic to see it up on a stream, and hopefully it gets out to more people, and the league will grow. We'll do Split 4 or 5 in 2 or 3 seasons.
Oh no, please.
Come on, Ben.
No,
Yeah.
three was enough. While you're here, David, I am curious
Yeah.
in regards to your team, Hypersonic Racing. So we've got Mick Stewart, Mr. Dumbrell, and McHugh in split 1.
Yep.
We've got Mr. Divitetto and Mario in split 2, and yourself in split 3.
Yep.
Is HSR as much of a madhouse as other teams are, or is it quite controlled?
It's a
Amusing. It's madhouse. It's a madhouse, but it is certainly extremely supportive. Right? Everybody's out there to help each teammate do better. Either by pushing them to do better. I know Scotty and Stewie chase Michael Dumbrell quite a lot. Mario, Jason, and myself do our best to keep up, and certainly, when you're struggling with a track or trying to get that extra second and a half, because you can do it. You see it on your optimum. It's like, yep, supposedly, if I can keep it together, I can do a 204 around here. And they help you improve incrementally through to the point. So yeah, it's a fantastic bunch of blokes to be racing with. Very supportive. But at the same time, the number of what was that going on coming through the chat in the race and in practice is I lost count. So yeah, you certainly get told when you're not doing things right as well. So, and it's all in good fun, and there's lots of laughter in the chat as well. So it's fantastic.
And I think this is where Blake Warboys comes out in the safety car for a bit of a spin. So Scotty Perrins had stopped on track. I think Scotty is just parked up there on the hill, so I'm not sure what happened to Scotty. I think he's facing backwards. Probably not the easiest way to get around.
No.
Big flick spin. There you go, Scotty.
Want to do a lap in reverse.
So what happened, Scotty? It's got a bit loose?
Yeah, just got a bit loose.
Yeah. So we've got Scotty Perrins in here with us now as well. And
just had one of the brain fart moments.
It's one of those tracks. It's a track, I don't know about you, Reg, myself. It's a track you have a love-hate relationship with.
Oh, definitely. I love to hate it. No, in all seriousness, it just goes by the night. There's nights where you get on there and you go, this is okay, I can do this, and there's other nights like last night where it's just a constant battle and you just keep on making the same silly mistakes. But yeah,
I just had one of those nights last night where I just didn't have the pace, but I'm always the one who sort of teams up with Richie Barella when we do enduros, and my job is to keep the car straight. So that was just the way I drove last night, and I think it's the first time I've ever done Bathurst with 0x. So I'm pretty
awesome work.
Pretty chuffed with that. Probably wasn't my fastest times around Bathurst, but at least the car was straight at the end.
Mate, if you can get around without hitting the wall, it's going to be a lot faster than some.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And hello, Mr. Todd. How are you?
Yeah, Todd had a bit of feedback problem. I'll just bring him back in. Now, Doug, are you there, mate?
Yeah, mate, I am.
Yeah, good. You had a little bit of feedback. I just had you muted. How you going, mate?
Oh, righty. Yeah, no, I was watching on the TV. Yeah, no, I'm good. Yeah, it's like I said, Bath is that sort of track where, especially 48 laps, to try and do the same thing lap after lap, it ends up biting you. So it's a credit to our split 1 drove last night. I had a few mishaps myself, but I think Benny and the admin, they're definitely on a winner here with the way they've done the splits this time. I think it gives everyone the incentive to improve and develop your racecraft, and yeah, I think it's going to be some good racing this season.
I reckon there'll be a few guys that'll be raising the bar.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's Yeah, it's like I said, like all the top drivers are willing to help everyone. So I know my brother, like he keeps trying to beat my head how to do it, but yeah, I think I have a bit of a slow fucking learner there. But anyway.
Of course, Mark's my co-commentator for the East Coast series, so he's definitely full of a lot of good tips and advice.
Oh, absolutely. Like he's just got that. He just has the brain for it. He just sees a lot of things that probably a lot of us guys don't see. And the other thing I've got to learn too is like with Jamie and his strategy, like how he thinks on the run is just unbelievable.
Yeah, those when you get to that level of strategy and fuel saving and all those sorts of things, it's just like, yeah. It is
Well,
next
that's
level.
the thing, like, to drive the post-day drive lap after lap and, like, especially, like how the races are now, they're sort of like a long distance, they're not a sprint anymore. And to kind of think on the fly and come up with a different strategy as, the race changes or evolves, that's a credit to him how he does it, I reckon.
Probably that.
There it is.
Good evening.
Well, yeah.
Hey, Baz is here. How are you, Baz?
Yeah. Sorry.
And Hoff's joined us as well. How are you, Hoff?
Oh, not bad, boys. How's yourselves?
Yeah, not too bad.
So, Hoff, how do you get that voice, mate? Is it a lot of bourbon and ciggies or what? It's an awesome voice, mate.
No, actually, it was cancer due to work-related. So,
No, sorry, mate.
Yeah.
Fucking put
Nah,
my
it's
foot
all
on it
good.
there. Nah.
not many
I like
people
it, mate.
know. You do?
Nah.
Oh, so if you want money, I can always ring someone up.
No, it's all good, brother.
Apparently, I got that voice where people tremble.
The
Yeah.
voiceovers for him off. You'll be right. $50 an hour. You'll be right.
No, you probably get a living in horror films.
Pinball.
So I'd give up racing and go into horror films. No thanks.
So a little bit of a fun fact. Seems Nathan Brown can't comment on YouTube. Blake Warboys scores quite a few points in the final results for the 2 laps he's just done now in the safety car.
Yeah, I saw that.
Nice.
And Will Wilson wants to know who is the Dave Baldock of Split 3. There's no point watching Blake because Blake won't crash it. We'll go back to Will.
Blake has just had all of his points removed.
So we had someone in Split 2, did we join the crash club in the safety car, did we?
Over the years we have, yeah.
Like last night, or was that just me?
No, it definitely happened last night. Yeah.
Yep, we did. Yeah, no one who joined the crash club. Nice.
Turned left when he needed to stay straight.
Yeah, USB cable come out of the back of his wheel, and
Is that what happened?
yeah, he went straight left into the wall.
Yeah, but that's one of the things that V8 are renowned for is the safety car drivers.
Of course.
Yeah, well, Sunset Bend at Sebring's now known as VCOC Bend, so...
So Blake needs to get on board with it.
Well, we need a safety car for the safety car.
Did he get permission to tow, or?
Yeah. One
Yeah.
round to monitor the cords and the cables when safety cars are out.
And back racing again. Blake's not happy he's lost his points. So I actually do appreciate the likes of Blake and
Nice wheels. Who's that?
it's Will Munro.
Nice wheels.
A big thank you too to the likes of Josh Strage and Blake Warboys and Ash Barella and those young blokes that give up their time to actually come and do race control and safety cars and everything else for us blokes.
Oh, absolutely, but I think they want a foot in the door to get into the V8 VETS.
Waiting a while.
I know they jump in as quick as they can as soon as we do our Week 13 special events.
You still get that. You still get that jar of Valium when you sign up, don't you? Too much control.
Was it Valium or Vaseline?
Oh, look, I reckon race control should be in first reserve spot for Week 13 events. They do such a great job. Split 2 last season, race control was fantastic. Looking forward to the race control in split 3 this season.
Wasn't as good as last night though. Last night was on point.
Yeah. Well, the guys in Split 3 did a fantastic job, I thought.
The boss was back in charge last night in Split 2, apparently.
Yep.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I didn't want to call anything in. I didn't want to face the rat.
I think it was good across the board. I think all the race was pretty good. I think just the thing with Split 2, I think towards the end there, Split with the safety cars, I think when you get close towards the end, safety car, safety car.
I'm sorry with my ignorance, but who was the race control in Split 2 last night? Am I going to regret this?
Gentleman in the room.
It was Benny.
Am I going to regret this?
Yeah, it was Benny.
The man himself.
Yeah, they're getting someone else for Split 2.
What did he get fired after the first night?
I don't know. I'll have to have a talk with him.
So this is Sean Leyland on screen at the moment. So Sean's one of our new drivers. So it's good to see Sean. Under a bit of pressure from Dunning.
Goes well. And Will too. Really well through here.
He's pulled out a bit of a gap and holding onto it.
Because a comment coming through from my other co-host from East Coast, Nathan Brown, he said it shouldn't be Valium, it should be Viagra for our age.
No, that'd be no good, mate. I'd get stuck in the steering wheel, I think.
That's forever.
There you go. He's figured out YouTube now, so the comments are coming in there.
They're thick and fast now.
No.
Oh, man, sorry.
I like Craig Healy's comment. The Baldock was Split 3's Mark Dial.
Yeah, that could be true too.
Where is the Godfather? Here he is.
I don't know. He's pretty unique, Dave. I don't know if we want one in every split, do we?
No.
There can only ever be one Dave Baldock.
I can say that because I don't think he's actually listening. But no doubt it'll get back to him and he'll give me a question next week about it.
He's
You
not
don't
listening.
have to ask him, mate. He's a legend in his own world.
No, if he was listening, I'd already know about it by now. He would have made some smart-ass comment.
Yeah.
He's good at that. That's why I get Dave to come into the East Coast for special comments.
He's a classic.
Is Sean Leyland here?
No, he's not in the room, no.
Okay. No. Well, is it true that he's one of the Leyland brothers?
Oh, God.
I don't think he's actually a Leyland brother. I think he's a Leyland baby.
No, I think
This is VETS.
aren't they LEY?
They are, yep, I just googled it.
John, but that's for all the bloody joke.
I did think though last night when I saw the name go past, I thought, I wonder whether he's driving a Leyland.
That's almost through the end.
Did he go past on the grass? Or?
It passed me a bit. Yeah, it's fairly regular, personally. I don't know about the Hellboys, but yeah, no, I've seen him go past a bit. Crashing somewhere.
We might just have a quick
Anyway.
a little bit of a battle back. Matty McMillan fighting his way back. Keeping the pressure on Faz.
No.
Oh, Godfather.
Okay, Matty.
That Leyland Brothers joke was a little bit old, mate. That's Jesus. That's showing your age.
Have you ever heard that before?
I mean, to complain about being likened to Dave.
Yeah, well, that was a bit below the belt.
And how are you, Mark? What was it like to be back behind the wheel?
Song's gone through my head again.
It was fantastic. I absolutely enjoyed it. Daniel Andrews sat beside me all the way through.
Oh. Right there. Okay.
Hey, welcome back, Mark.
Yeah, no, it's good to be back, guys. I'll have to mute this because I just heard that.
The Leyland Brothers.
God, you're not going to let that go, are you?
Right.
Wayland Brothers.
Is that
Yeah.
going to be the split 3 anthem?
You did really well last time, Mark.
Only if Simon's there.
You're setting yourself up for a good race here. For the people that I don't know.
Yeah, I just sat in there behind Darren Walden. I didn't know what he was like. I've never raced with him, so I thought I'll just sit behind him and get an idea on what his craft was like. And yeah, it was quite good. We had some good overtakes later in the race.
Very nice.
Hey, Mark,
Yes, Ben.
how did you find the setup through the race?
Loaded question.
Is that like a loaded question?
It is a loaded question because he knows exactly where I'm going to have to go with this. Damien,
was
mate, if
amazing.
you can set up a setup that works through practice, quali, and a race, I will pat you on the back any day of the week. But until then, there won't be any patting on the back. The race was perfect. Practice and quali was crap.
I actually think that the prequel setup was better.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but
I agree.
a few of
There's
us
a lot of
tried
fuel
it
load.
with the fuel load, and it was a lot different.
Yeah.
So that was the thing. I think a lot of, like my brother Mark, he was the same. He thought the quality setup was a lot better, but when he put it on full fuel that we're running, it was a lot different. And I think like in your mindset, you're sort of comparing one to the other. But
Yeah.
to be honest, with the amount of practice we did during the week, this setup was quite good because I was quite surprised to myself when I done qualifying for the race that I done a 2047. I don't know where it come from because I've been trying to do that, and it just come out of the blue. But I think it's just
Nice lap.
it's like you say, like you get these different setups, but you just got to adapt to it. It's the same for everyone, and I think you just have to learn what it can and can't do.
Oh, yeah, definitely. The track conditions are going to change as well.
Yeah.
I don't expect.
So when you look at the quality setup, it only had 50 litres in it, and you're talking another 38 litres. So there's another 38 kilos, which makes a huge difference in these cars.
Seem to be a lot of just little rear lockups. Split it. I'm looking at. In the way situation, I don't know if that changed or.
No, I think you've got
to.
I tend to find you got to kind of push the car to see and dial in your brake bias. Like that's one thing I've always struggled with. And like Mark, myself, Stuart, and Matty, we were trying all difference until we found a balance that suited us, and then all of a sudden it sort of comes in.
So with that, your balance, does that change depending on what pedals you're on, for instance, or little things like that, or it still works out basically the same?
Well, I think it's the same concept for all pedals. I think like all pedals have their own sort of finite thing, I guess you could say. Like I'm running the Hussenfeld Sprints, but I've got the softest rubbers in it. And it's taken me ages to sort of get it to where I want it, and I think I've finally found where I'm happy with, and then it's only a matter of just dialing in your brake bias. And what I mean by that is you dial it in so when you're braking hard,
you don't have the lock.
It's to when your fronts no longer start locking up.
Yep.
And that's where you start to find where your brake balance is.
But what I'm sort of asking is, so you've got Sprints, if someone in your team's got, with some other brand, whatever, be it, does your balance equate to them as well?
I've kind of learned because like my brother Mark, he's got the Ultimates.
Oh, who's that?
Mark Duggan.
Yeah. No, I'm just on the screen. Sorry, I was watching the race. Sorry.
In the wall, I just saw that.
That was Matty McMillan.
Yeah.
And like The difference between Mark and I is probably 0.2 to 0.3, one side or the other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if he's 49.3, I might go 49.6 or 49. So it's
that's
somewhere
the difference in between
that.
those. That's right. Yeah.
Basically, what I try and do is, like, we'll do a session, and he'll watch me do a few laps, and if he sees my fronts lock up, I'll dial one way or the other until I alleviate that.
Yep.
And normally that's when we start to find that, that's where our buy should be.
Yeah.
I think it's different for everyone. You just got to find out. And that was one of my big mistakes last night. I changed it mid-race, and it was probably the biggest mistake I made. And,
I actually wound it the other way during the race to where we were warming up. So I think warming up I was winding down, but then when I did that in the race and I wound down, I had a lock up, which wasn't good. So I was actually winding up from there. And I thought, what's happened here without breaking in between quality and practice and all that to now, I'm winding the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Well,
but when you look at it overall, but when you look at it overall, like the amount of drivers you got, from split 1 down to through to split 3, and the setups Jamie gives us,
which is awesome.
They are. How many we got now, Ben? 102 drivers or something?
Well, I'll tell you, I was coming back into the VETS after, I don't know, a couple of seasons off or whatever it's been. I wouldn't know. I jumped in the first day of practice that I went into with a daily setup, and I went, that's nice.
Yeah.
And I really did. And they are nice setups. But,
well, that's what was fun, like with this one, especially with Bathurst.
Who's not reading there?
Look out.
I'm going to grab that poor bloke.
Different birds there, mate. Different birds.
Hey, Scotty.
Sounded like Dr. Evil then, didn't I?
Hi, Phil.
Hey, Mark.
How are you, Mark?
And look, HSR, we run brake bias from, there might be a 2 or 3% difference between everybody with driving styles and pedals.
Yeah.
Point two or a whole two? Are you talking about 0.2 or a whole two?
No, like 2%. I think I ended up winding my brake bias forward because I kept locking rears and ended up somewhere around 52.5 towards the low fuel load.
I was running 49 too.
Yeah. So I just kept locking rears. So it's different for everyone,
I think that comes down to the pedal set.
Yeah.
Well, it comes down to how you set up as well.
What, 52.5 or like you regularly put them there or?
No, normally I got very rearward brake bias, so normally it goes down.
You got the same thing.
You go up. This set on this track, I ended up having to go up because I just kept locking the rears every other corner. So, but also one of the things that's made me a little bit more reliable, I got a set of Fanatec V3s, and what I found watching the replays back in slow-mo, I let my foot off the throttle and apply the brake, and I had an overlap between the brake and the throttle, and that was making the rear end very lively. So you come down into a corner and you're going sideways, coming into it. So it's like, so now I've got a coast point before the brake marker, where I'm definitely off the throttle before I hit the anchors, and that certainly made a lot of difference in the race last night.
Dead spot,
make sure that you don't have to throttle on when you hit the brake.
There's a video by Dave Kim on that. Because he was having the same issue, and it's exactly that point where he looked at his data and there was an overlap between the braking and the throttle, and that's what he learned. And that's what actually Mark discovered with myself. So I've been trying to do exactly the same thing.
Well, it's like you say it, boys, but I have to admit, I've actually got 25% dead zone on the top of my throttle. That's a lot. 25%.
Yeah, I think that's
dead
too much.
zone. I run 20% dead zone from the time I put the foot down on the accelerator, and 20% at the top.
I've got nothing at the top, 5% or something, but below, on the bottom, yeah, I got a lot. But I'm a big heavy bloke, so I'll rest my foot on the you know, there's a lot of weight on there which kicks it off, so I need that dead zone.
See, when I seen you coming up behind me last night, Simon, I knew you had a quicker lap pace. I went to a 51.2 brake bias, and you weren't able to catch up.
No, through me. Well, I was behind my semis. I just touched the fence on that little incident there at the start, and that blew my pace.
Yeah, in that last thing.
Top speed a little bit, so I had to deal with that till the first pit stop. It was too early to stop, even though we had a safety car. It was what, lap 4 when that happened.
Yeah.
Well, luckily up here before it, so I don't ruin it. We're up to 15.
Yeah. Yeah, but that last stint, when you gained the podium area, you couldn't catch up.
No, yeah.
You started to, and then I changed the brake bias, and that was, I just held that gap till the end of the race.
Once time was even out for everyone, yeah, we were stuck with that gap. And you've done really well. Because at this stage in lap 15, you're still sitting 30. We're still live.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
give Will some
How
airtime.
does everyone feel about the split 1, split 2, split 3?
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah,
Well,
I like it.
So do I. I reckon it's awesome.
Yeah, I reckon it's fantastic.
I think it's good. Like now it gives the drive and incentive for everyone, you know, like to improve, you know, their driving, their racecraft.
For the whole season, in whichever split you're in, 1, 2, or 3, who cares? But you're in that group for the whole season.
Yeah.
Now, we can either work together to be faster and better, or
No, I'm fully agree. Fully agree.
yeah.
Well, I suppose.
And what I
suppose.
what I hope I
Two
was going to say, what I hope I.
You go,
Sorry, John.
No, you go. You go.
No. Well, I was going to say, what I hope not to hear is people go, "Oh, well, you only won split 3."
No,
They're just as competitive.
I think we're above all
Each split.
that, to be honest.
I think there'll be a few out there that'll think that.
There is absolutely nothing in the time. I mean, generally between split 1, 2, and 3, there's guys in all those splits that could float in between either one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. You know, like it's like everyone's got a driving style, and certain tracks suit that driving style. But when you're looking at the times, which I'm looking at is, you know, like apart from Greg and, you know, a few of those.
Greg, how's he doing? If you
I
listen
don't
to
know,
him,
mate.
it's absolutely amazing.
I think he needs to be out, mate. He should be in Scops.
Didn't you see his flying saucer in the middle of the infield?
No, but when you
actually
look
go
at
up
it,
to-
between split 1, split 2,
Is he
like-
really going to go on the jump and no one sees him do it or something? Because
I don't know,
that's how he.
But take Greg out of the equation, when you look at it, between split 1, split 2, you know, like your top 5 or whatever, top 10, like it's only a second difference, and then it's the same again between split 2 and split 3.
Yeah, there's nothing in it.
No, there's nothing in it. So those
You're on
little
the distance.
distance where you need to improve, and I think that
Yeah.
is the incentive to go up to the next split, if you know what I mean. Yeah, you got a certain drive now to try and accomplish something, because I found the same as like I was jumping between split 2 and split 1, and like split 1's so competitive that half the time you end up having to, you end up a lap down, and you just got to give way to everyone, and
you're stuck in that spot,
You know what I mean?
On the tight tracks, it's like
you know
to a
what I mean?
mile or so.
Like,
If you
Well, that's-
bung out and up the pitch, you come out in the middle of the pack and
that's it.
your blue flag around. You might as well just go
and you
back to
just
the pitch.
get frustrated because you can't run your race.
Well, you can't do anything. That's right. Yeah, you're gone.
And I think this way now, it's just, I think it just gives you that incentive and drive to just improve.
Yeah.
You're racing with guys, like they said on the outset, around the same speed, so it's going to be a lot more competitive.
Yeah.
All that sort of stuff. So I think, it's going to be a great thing for it.
I think when you start getting back into things like split 3 here, like looking at the moment, you got Herman sitting in 16th. He's in front of Dave, in front of Andrew, in front of Scotty. They can, and you'd have to agree with this, wouldn't, after last night too, wouldn't you, Scotty? That you're not getting lapped everybody 2 or 3 minutes. You're not getting lapped by somebody. You're able to just focus on your own craft and get the car around the track as quick as you can and learn that way.
Yeah. And then those
Exactly
guys can go back, watch the replay, and pick someone that they're close to, and just watch what they did.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I think. I think that's just a good learning curve for all of us. I think in each split, because like I say, like you get someone, those tight tracks like Bell Island, and if you're stuck in split 1 and you're not driving that well around tracks like that, it's so hard to get out of their road.
Yeah.
Like in the end, you probably end up, through no fault of your own, you take one of the leaders out, and you feel bad about that. But at least this way now, you can sort of focus more on your driving, your own race. You've got no sort of pressure of faster guys coming up on you. And I think with that, your confidence builds up. Your driving gets better, and I think it becomes a lot more enjoyable.
That's right. Of course, Roy Clark's going to claim responsibility for Herman's quicker lap times, though.
Yeah. Herman,
he would.
Roy puts claim to everything.
Consistency, keep it on the track. It's, the thing is, too, if we're racing it all in the same split for the whole year, you're going to build more of a rapport.
I think that's the whole idea. Like, we all love our V8s, we all love racing.
With other drivers.
Well, so what I found was, being someone who was
maybe a bit more courteous and stuff, you're going to be back next week. It's a long season.
Yeah, exactly.
So for you know what I'm talking about.
Fully agree.
Yeah, the last couple of seasons, being someone who's been consistently mid-pack of split 2, and what I found was you'd have some quick guys that would drop back into split 2, and they would be quick, and for whatever reason they wouldn't qualify. They'd be starting up the back, and just them coming through without much respect and not really knowing who they are, and watching them sort of dive in every gap and barge their way through. It was just frustrating.
Causes chaos.
Yeah.
You want to be looking forwards, not in the rear view mirror all the time.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. And that's how you don't want to race, because you don't learn anything except mistakes.
Well,
I'm just watching the chat here, and
last night, and the dive bombing seemed to be pretty much absent. And do you think there's a reason for that?
That's because there was just such a big split between each car. You didn't need to dive because you didn't.
Well, because it's
like,
the
problem
like before. With last night's the back coming through, and it's all evenly matched and evenly done, and you're pretty much racing a bit where
I'm just watching the chat here in the YouTube there, and Roy Clark thinks that on the face of the radio. And I'm thinking Roy's pretty good at that too. If we got in there and had a chat, we could see. He's got a good face for radio, I think.
Yeah.
Get in here, Roy, and
It's one of those faces you don't
come and
want
have
to
a
see.
chat.
And look, I think,
a couple of times. That's the
I know
I'll tell you
for
what, if you
myself in
haven't,
split through,
if you haven't tried it, sorry to interrupt, but if you haven't tried it, A1 racing, or AI racing, I should say,
Oh, yeah.
is
That's
a great training aid.
Yep.
For your racecraft and whatnot. It is brilliant because I was always the same. You know, like the trouble was, I think last season you're always trying to do that fast lap, like pre-qualifying, and the only time I ever raced was the Thursday night, and like my mindset was always just doing the hard fast laps, causing creating mistakes and tripping over myself. And now with this sort of set up with the different splits, doing the AI racing, I'm starting to get a racing brain, so to speak. So,
It's a shame they don't have all the tracks included, because there was a couple of tracks a couple of seasons ago that I wanted to do that with. Barcelona wasn't on there and that, but
But that's the only downside to it. To use it as a training aid to get your racecraft finely tuned is brilliant.
And he's just squeezing through there on Cullen. Boys are starting to have some pit stops now up the front.
Yeah, it's getting to that stage now.
How good do these new paint job on the old Mates and Sons cars look?
Yeah, the Rams ones, they look good, eh?
Yeah.
The company, is that one there that you're on screen?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh. See, now that got taily on him.
Yeah, well, I've been trying to get onto this guy. I don't know whether he's known this John Van Ree for new paint jobs, but
sorry,
he's so unreliable, mate. I tell you.
I know he is. He is, because every man his dog wants him to do something else.
On his gear does nothing. Just sits there.
Oh, yeah, like he said, like you get all these comments saying, "Oh, yeah, I'd love to do it. I'll help you out," and you never hear from him. That's bullshit.
I got raped in by Ben Anthony to go and commentate a series.
I love your work, brother.
And hats off to Luke. Like, you don't really appreciate, like, I get by with what I do, and I know how much work I put into that, and like to take it to the next level, like Luke does.
Luke's next level, mate.
Oh, it's got to be hectic, eh?
Any bloke that can do all that, play guitar like he does, and all the rest of the stuff is fairly talented, man.
Yeah, well, that's what I said to him tonight. Really, the VA vets and him, that's just taken to the next level, mate. It's just it's so awesome.
Roy Clark.
Roy, I knew you want green.
You're funny, man, Mr. Clark.
No, he thinks he's funny.
Yeah,
he's not really funny. He only thinks he's funny, and I hope he's listening. I want him to join the chat so we can just get into it.
He'd be sitting there. He's probably sitting there, too busy laughing at his own joke.
Yeah, yeah.
He's Matty trying to make another move, I think. It's got to really suck being on pole and being at the back after the first lap.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, it does.
I still hope to see iRacing haven't fixed up the rear brake glowing issue. Should be the front brakes that glow, not the rear brakes.
Should be all of them.
Man, everyone's coming into the pits now.
Apparently we don't have front disc brakes.
No, we don't have front brakes.
Yeah, it's funny. It doesn't matter whether you've got them dialed towards the front or the rear. It's always the rear that glows.
Dave Galley's joined us. How are you, Dave?
Yeah, good. Thanks, boys.
Nice.
Hey, Dave. How you going, mate?
How are you, Mr. Galley?
Yeah, good.
And you're going to have the right paint on next week?
Yeah, probably not. I've got a problem with the painter. He doesn't do a good job.
So I get it from my own team, Duggo.
He's getting
What was
it from
that?
there.
I get it from my own team.
I'll say you should, mate.
There is one in the OneDrive sitting there ready to go for him. But anyway,
All right.
Good, thanks, Royce.
Nah, you're doing an awesome job on it, mate.
I don't want to talk to you, Johnny.
Matty McMillan in the chat, mate. I think that swearing was coming from your own driving last night.
Yeah, there was a lot of swearing going on in my car too, especially when I ran off the track and on Cotton Rod Straight, looking at the fuel levels. Look up and here I am off the track. Shit.
But I like the old car better.
Yes, I do.
Roy, we're not going to comment to your comments anymore. You're going to have to come in and verbalise them yourself. And I know you know how to get into the WK&P chat room on Discord because I've had you here before. Of course, Reggie's gone. I did the one time I went down to the Banter Alliance chat room and Reg lost the plot. I was like, well done, Dave. Bye.
Classic.
Yeah, I've learned a lot of things by being in that Banter Alliance chat. I can't comment because we're live, so I can't say what I learned. But Jesus, I can tell you it was quite an experience.
Yeah, I've heard this.
Yes.
A lot of brothers
Simon
in VETS, which is quite good. Like we've got Darren Friend, his brother's Craig races up high split. We've got Matty McMillan and Shan McMillan. We've got my brother Herman. We've got the Duggan boys. So
Yeah, well, actually, Mark got me into it. So I was what was I doing? I think I don't know. They got into R Factor 2 or whatever, or something or other, and then he came across like the iRacing with you guys, and he said, "Yeah, have a look," and joined up, and yeah, loved it ever since.
oh, spoke too soon. He's going to get that going. Oh, nice work on the grass there. And yep, we'll move on. Yeah, it's quite funny. I got Herman into it. So Herman comes from a fairly strong pedigree of karting, which I think there's quite a few karters amongst our group.
Carters?
Go-karters, yeah.
Yeah, Mark and I done it back in 2000s.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Thanks, Slapper.
The viewers.
Who was that?
Oh, ouch.
That was Darren Friend. It's
Yeah, well done, Andrew.
Considering.
another brother I've left that out too, Andrew and Dave Gallagher.
That's forward for you.
Oh,
Here we go. Ford Holden.
don't start.
Holden's a shit.
If I had
mate.
my way, there wouldn't be the other car on the track. I would have banned the other car.
The Holden. Yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
In there, are they? Huh?
No, we've only got one more year. We've only got to put up with one more year of that shit. So
I was actually wondering before. So, what is the plan next year with the V8 when the next gen comes on? Are we going to be racing next gen here?
not till 23.
Depends what iRacing does.
Hey,
Yeah.
Matty's just put on here, Richard needs a brother. So,
Richard needs a brother.
Richie Barella needs a brother. Who wants to adopt him?
I'll adopt you, Richie.
Well done.
We got Richie up for adoption. Who wants to buy him?
Sold.
We'll have to have an auction midweek.
The funniest thing about Richie, coming from a WK&P perspective in the Discord, is he's got a wireless headset, so he likes to go for a walk to the loop, the headset on. So you hear this walk, the door shut.
Yeah, but it's the roll of toilet paper that goes with it. Yeah. So before next
That's
race,
funny.
next week we'll have to have the auction before race day. We'll put him on the
Yeah.
Ben wants to run a season in the NASCAR. That'll be interesting, Ben.
Oh, I don't agree. I don't know about that.
After our week 14 event, sorry, week 13 event, can we do ovals?
I missed that completely. I can imagine what it would have been like though.
It was scary at times.
The other reason I missed it was I had to go and buy the Ford because there was no way I was racing those other two shit heaps.
Nah, exactly.
Phil, you're playing. I would have done the same thing.
Don't care. It's blue oval badge on it that makes the car.
Oh, mate, we're technically faster because of that.
Simon, you're barking up the wrong tree. Ford, blue blood here, and as far as I'm concerned, there is no other car in the world.
I'm not on the wrong tree, mate. We've got Ford flags all over my house.
Every T-shirt that I own has something Ford on it. Actually, no, I'll go back on that because I have one from the race team now. It doesn't have the Ford flag on it.
I've got a Ford flag here. Wind up the Ford dealership in Cairns. What were they called? So this must have been about 1992 or so. To climb up that fucking flagpole, I've still got that flag. It's right here. That's Ford dedication. If the bloke from the Ford dealership in Cairns from 1992 is listening, that's bullshit. I'm lying.
He's probably dead, mate.
I didn't steal your flag. but no, I'll never forget that night. Younger and fitter back then. These days I would have gone to me and just.
Betty, welcome back.
I'm putting the pole there.
Roy was now running the supercars on the oval.
Yeah, because Roy had a really good run in the week 13 event. And I think I found myself running in the top 10 for a fair while.
Yeah, you can watch it, Craig, because I was
doing
coming
all right
next season,
until I
buddy.
got disqualified.
How's the Kia going, Mark?
Yeah, I'm seeing Craig's comments. He wants to watch it because when I make Split 2 next season, yeah, teammate or no teammate, just saying, Craig.
Nice tight little top 3 battle going here.
It's a great little battle.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I think it was fuel saving a lot on this one.
Yeah, I didn't really worry about that after the first safety car, and I knew once we had the one safety car, that'll be easy to make a home.
Which looks very stable, though, Dave.
Thank you. Yeah, no, there was still strategy behind fuel saving because what that meant was I was pulling sticks just sitting in the draft coming up Mountain Straight here at sort of 3/4 throttle. I ended up putting 1 or 2 extra laps of fuel, keeping that in the car, which meant I could pit 2 laps later, which meant I'd put less fuel in to get to the end of the race, which saved me a couple of seconds on that pit stop. And I, which as luck would have it, worked out relatively well. But there was definitely some strategy in sitting back here and just keeping in touch with the top 2 and seeing how we go.
Yeah, well, that's a good mindset, Dave. That's kudos to you, mate. That's what I'm sort of saying about learning racecraft. So.
Well,
I do have to admit, I noticed you blokes say in the last. Well, we haven't got there yet, but in the last pit stop, you jumped in by a couple of seconds there, obviously because of the strategy you guys had tonight to get a little bit extra fuel. I sure fueled the first one, and it was very noticeable. But he's all jumpy there.
Well, if you have a look at the main person who does that type of thing, is one Jay McKnight, and he's relatively successful here.
Yeah.
Sits back, waits behind people if need be, and then when it's time to go, it's time to go.
Yeah, well, that's that mindset, because that was one of the big things I noticed with him last season was that he wasn't qualifying as good as he used to. Whether or not that's because a lot of the guys were starting to get faster, but it was always his strategy that got him back in the race. And that's what I mean. Like, his race mind is heads and shoulders above anyone else.
Yep.
That sticks to his game plan.
Exactly. But what he does too is how the race evolves. His strategy evolves with it. Whereas, I've got to be honest, all I tend to do is just race. And but that's what I mean. Like, this is the beauty about the different splits.
Don't forget to go in.
Yeah. Well, see, it was even like, on my side last night I made a couple of mistakes, but if I had pitted on one of the last safety cars, probably when Scotty Weston pitted, I probably would have had a better chance of getting a podium.
Yeah, actually, Scotty got the jump there, didn't he? Is that am I right there? Yeah.
No.
Yep. He did, didn't he?
Yeah. Instead of looking at him, I was looking at Travis Hunt, because, I'd gone from the front towards the back and started making my way up, but my focus was on Travis, where really it should have been on Scotty, because what he did, even though he was going to be tight on fuel, I think, but he made it in the end, that would have been the place to be, because I would have come out behind him. But, that's all hearsay. But then, like I said, like, you watch what happens in the race, you're trying to evaluate who did what, and, that's where you start learning.
What word?
Oh, just with strategy one, that's what I'm saying. Like, with split one, like, I was always sort of mid to back of it. Ooh. So whatever they did at the front never mattered. But now that you're in a split where the guys around you are around the same speed, yada, 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 like, you watch what they do, what their strategy is. And, you start to pick up ideas on how they're thinking and what you should be looking at, that kind of thing, because, you're now involved in a race that, you've either got a potential to win or a potential to get a podium or, get a top 10 finish.
Totally agree, mate. Totally agree. And I think that the end result will be better drivers all up.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Because
in all grades, in all everything. You'll see the whole group progress.
Yeah, Craig exactly. Really could regret that comment, buddy. I know I'm going to be coming after you, buddy.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Mr. Anthony. Can you control your team?
Anyone want
mate?
Anyone want a chicken crimpy while I'm at it?
So when are you coming in racing, Ben? Next year or next season or what?
I'm 40 in November.
40 days. What day?
16th.
Oh, I'm the 5th.
So I suppose the real question everyone wants to know, Ben, is the rig built?
But
the rig's built. I've just got everything but the seat.
Everything but the seat.
Oh, so you're going to race standing up, are you? That'll be hard.
No, well, I bought a Commodore seat because of my big ass.
So you are.
That's no good. Yeah.
And then
that's it. No. Take him out of commentary. I'm done with him.
He's sitting himself up the far. He's got a Holden seat in it. You know, you just set yourself up for failure here, mate.
Yeah, I'll just mute Doggy for a while.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Cheers.
He forgets who has admin privileges here. Sorry, mate. No, so I got the seat, and where it's attached to the car, the pedals are actually higher up than the actual seat. So I've got one of our sponsors, Simrigs, free plug, to send me some extrusion. So that was sent the other day. I should get that hopefully tomorrow if they deliver, if not next week. And then by next week I'll be driving in a couple of practice sessions.
Oh, that's good. Good to see.
Yeah.
But that's what I found too, like with my rig. I think I've had it now for probably, I don't know, 6 to 8 months, and I've still been fine-tuning. I think now I've finally got it to where, you know, it works.
Well, that was one thing. I didn't want to get to the point of, because I haven't driven in the sim for so long. I didn't want to get to a point of learning to drive and then reconfiguring it again and learning again. I thought I'd rather not drive until I had it 100%.
Yeah, that's what I had to do. I just had to tweak it as I went to finally get comfortable, because I found that my left foot was very lazy, and, you know, going through the data and whatnot with Mark, you know, like he said, mate, you're not braking hard enough, and and I found that, you know, it's kind of like I've got long arms, short legs, so to speak.
Yep.
So my legs or my feet were sort of stretched to the point to try and brake firmly. But I think, you know, like now I've sort of made a few tweaks on it. I've got it quite comfortable where I feel comfortable in it, I'm relaxed in it, and driving a lot better.
So just a couple of comments have come in. Benny, Matty Millen reckons you need to put a lazy boy instead of a Commodore chair.
Yeah. Mate, if I could, I would.
And
I thought that's what Commodores used anyway.
Roy Clark believes that Craig, you know, Mark is only tight when it comes to his wallet.
Oh, is this true? I can't believe that.
If you've got obviously the rails that come with me up my seat, straight away adapted them before I even put them on, so they had more allowance. It had more. It went further. Took about 5 minutes, and everyone should probably do that, because then you can fit the smallest person or the large person, and all the rest of it. They can supply with that, but you can actually take the rails that they give you, slice them in half, put them on top of each other, weld them back together, and that'll do.
No, already, yeah.
You know, if you want to be lazy and don't want to put any money in, you can actually do that. But I'll put another bit on the other side just to support it. I actually put some RHS in there, so that's never going to give out. You know, Jesus, 600-700 kilo, who knows? It's a thing with the rigs. I think, when you grab them, everyone's different. Like you're saying there before, short legs and all the rest of it. Just straight away, the rails that they supply you with, piss them off, and build your own.
So you got a bigger range.
Suit you, and you've got a massive range. Because the ones that come with it, they've got nothing. And then
very minimal.
For a tiny bit of welding, it's an easy job. I think it took me an hour, maybe.
Hey, Roy, if my wallet was as fat as yours, it'd be getting used well.
And then if you have
I think Roy's is full of fines,
then you can put your lazy boy on top of the custom rails if you want.
Oh, mate, if I could figure it out, I would.
But you can actually do it, mate. I'll send me a photo of what you got, and I'll show you what you got to do. No, it's really.
Don't send me,
right, mate. We'll make that happen.
I'm happy with what I got now.
Of course, big shout out for this bloke who I'm going to talk about. I reckon it's a fair effort to do what he does. It's Jeff Eddy.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, from America.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
He's American, is he, Jimmy?
Yeah, from New York.
Yeah, East Coaster.
Yeah.
Loves it.
Yeah, I know what that
He's
time
like in
sounds
a
like.
total wrong time zone in there.
It's yeah, they're probably just getting out of bed now.
About 3 o'clock.
Wow.
It's about 4 o'clock in the morning, I think, when we start racing.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yep.
Oh, good on you.
Yeah.
Good on you, Jim.
4 a.m.
Yeah.
he gets up.
Wow.
Who's the? I heard a British voice in one of the practice rooms the other day. Who was that?
I think Sean Leyland's British, actually.
Us, the Leland brothers.
Yeah, the Leyland brothers who are English. Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time you pass and you're going, sorry, it's just
Of course.
Simon, that is really showing your age when you know the Leyland brothers that well.
Right, I'm going to talk
No,
about...
I grew up with them when I was a kid, mate. They were Newcastle local.
There's another song, someone else is going to song. I'll think of it in a minute.
Now, I'm going to talk about another one of my pet hates, being an SDK user for my broadcast, is drivers need to get on and set themselves up with the SDK driver app.
I keep forgetting about it, eh? Yeah. I fully agree.
What for?
What for? Because if I click on Dave Garbett, which this guy's got a little bit of a delay, you'll see I've got a lovely little photo. I know he's from Bathurst. I've got the car number, I've got the Australian...
You get the data. Yeah. Yep, that's why. Okay. Yep, no worries. Yep.
Yeah. And then...
Yeah, I keep forgetting to do it because, well, you got to do it every season, don't you?
No, it's got
No,
to
the
update
update.
regularly.
Oh, I've done it before, but yeah, it's never doesn't come up.
But you got to be in the car.
Yeah, you got to be in the
session. You've got to be in iRacing in the car, and then alt tab out to the SDK to get it to match with your driver profile.
Oh, right.
Jesus.
That's a bit frustrating.
You just got way too technical there. I'm making it easy.
Yeah, I get fucking lost on that shit.
Yeah, well, I'll have to update my picture, but I won't be going anything like Roy Clark. Break the camera.
Now, let's
John King.
Let's bring up the Mark Dial one. So Mark Dial, yes.
Listen, John.
No, Clarky's photoshopped.
Yeah, well, you have to be.
Yeah,
Just so it wouldn't break the camera lens.
exactly.
The other one, boys, was John King. I've got this pinball machine, and it says, "Must be joking." For some reason, every time I go past John King, it's supposed to be joking. Must be joking. It must be John King.
Yeah, that's a very old colour for the helmet.
I'll do that.
Like
There you go,
that,
John.
Vinny.
Send it to John for pinball machines.
These boys are having a good battle, aren't they?
Actually, I got to hand it to some of the newbies in Split 2 last night because I think there was two of them actually got up on the podium.
Yeah, Michael Freeman and Jason Scholar.
Yeah. Well done to those guys. They settled right in real quick.
Freeman had a really good race.
Yeah.
Jason
Scholar had a 0 incident race as well.
I like how straight that 006 car is for this part of the race.
Oh, it looks gorgeous, mate.
Already used the Bathurst PRIC.
No? Never touched the wall? Put a couple of wheels on, but never touched the wall.
What's going on there? Who's that?
Who's
Herman,
yeah.
Herman.
Oh, there's a bit of paint off that one too.
No, I think he's had an argument with his brother again. John's like that, apparently.
Who else have we got doing really well? We've got Pete Keller. We haven't mentioned Pete tonight. So, Pete representing the Synergy Sim Racing boys. Pretty much in the same, near identical livery as, I think his orange is nearly close, the red's nearly close to the orange of McKnight. So I saw the car come up behind me on lap 1 and went, oh, geez, what's Jamie doing here?
What's he doing in Split 3?
And of course, he's running 023, which is pretty close to the 027.
It surprised me if it was Jamie's old account.
So it's just similar. They're not the... Yeah, okay.
I'm sure Jamie would have been sort of bloke that would have packed the old Logitech G29 to take to Vegas.
Which Jamie was. So where was Mr. McKnight? I didn't notice him.
He's away.
Yeah,
He's in Vegas for a few weeks.
Baby.
Having a sabbatical.
He's pole dancing with his
What happens in Vegas, boys? What happens in Vegas?
Stays in Vegas.
Stays in Vegas, that's right.
I guarantee when McKnight gets back, what happens in Vegas, we'll know all about it.
Yeah.
He won't stay in Vegas, I can say that.
Sin City. Woo!
That's awesome, mate, John.
Yep.
That's all right, Roy. You're still laughing at your joke you made 2 hours ago.
I just got it.
I've heard he laughs himself to sleep. His own jokes.
Yes, I've got to admit, 3 nights in Vegas was pretty brutal.
Well, what happened there? Oh,
that was Roy then, wasn't it?
Sorry, I was looking at the board.
Nah, I thought I saw Roy hiding behind that bush there, going up Mountain Straight. No.
Yeah, giving Mark the finger as he goes past.
No.
Trying to grab the wallet.
Throwing eggs at you, mate.
Let's jump on with Faz. Faz starting to hunt down Darren Walden.
Oh, probably crashing indoor.
Jace, we're in the VETS channel, mate. You'll find us there.
Here he is.
Jason Fewens, welcome to the broadcast.
How are we, gentlemen?
Good, mate.
Are you allowed to speak here, or are you still on a contract with SimSpeed?
I lost my job last week.
Oh,
no.
Jesus,
breaking news, ladies and gentlemen.
You heard it here first.
What a great way to start the conversation.
Have you come in?
Sorry to hear that, brother.
Have you come in to hang?
The series I was commentating on pulled the pin.
Oh, right, yeah.
Have you come into?
Because of your comments, or what?
Jesus, who's that mad dog and all?
Have you come in to hang some shit on Roy too, Jason?
What's on the car, eh? Beautiful, actually.
Is Jason still there? He got sacked again?
Yeah, no, I'm still here.
Oh, right, yeah. I thought you might have got sacked again.
No, I had the broadcast going on the computer, on my phone, and on my tablet, so I was hearing the same conversation 3 times.
Oh, right, yeah.
Rule of thumb, when you come in, turn the sound down on whatever device you're watching.
If I say hello, does that come out 9 times?
got to boost up the numbers somehow.
So, Roy Clark, this is much more riveting and better than Formula One. So I think first practice means nothing.
I've got both on. I'm watching Formula One and the split and commentating as well.
Did you say that you had the F1 on?
Yeah.
Yeah, how's that going?
Who's what going?
How is the F1 going?
Who's quickest?
Verstappen's quickest at the moment.
Verstappen.
For something different.
Yeah, very different. As the boys are starting to make this second pistol. Oh,
Dave, Max.
Dave, what's going on?
Oh, he's out in front.
Yeah, well, this is when strategy plays a part, right? I've got buckets of fuel and they were struggling on tyres.
This is a man with a bit of nous.
Jason,
he's learning his craft.
Yeah, Jason Will dove into the pits, and I still had plenty to go. So, and a clear track in front of me, which was even better.
What you got doing on the grass then, mate?
Yeah, and
What was
then
the idea of that?
and then
Stop to
and
wait
then
for the
I
fans.
decided I over pushed my tyres. So and considering I stuffed that lap,
There was a pair of boobs hanging out of the motel.
Off the balcony.
no, I was one of the challenges I was having coming into the chase was having the rears lock up under brakes. So finally got to the point where I'd let go and I'd already stuffed that lap, so may as well.
The unfortunate thing about those boobs is that they belong to Dave Baldock.
Oh no!
Wow.
We're only A covers with hairy nipples.
We got a new race leader in Gary Buckland.
Nice.
And I wouldn't mind
Nice.
betting that Roy Clark had his hands all over him too.
Oh, absolutely.
Come on.
I went to school with this bloke that loved hairy nipples.
I did have 15 viewers.
You got 200
bailed.
viewers now.
Classic.
You'll have to put the mankini on the car next time, Johnny.
Roy's already wearing that.
I did a season with Miley Cyrus on a wrecking ball on the front of my car. I don't think I'll be doing that
that's true.
again.
That's true, yeah.
Oh, memories.
That's sad.
Fletcher's still sore from that.
Now you've made me think about this kick a bit. Well, about 18 or 19.
So, still a bit of a battle, Mark Dial. Right up the back here with Darren Walton. And Dave Galley just in front of them.
There's quite a good battle for the next couple of laps between myself and Darren.
Yeah, we're not going to watch it, mate.
Yeah. No, they never do. Another very good overtake, I must say. And it actually worked, unlike what happened earlier in the race.
Where was that at?
At turn 2.
Oh, righty, yeah.
I just got a good... turn 3, sorry. I got a good run out of turn 2.
I cleared one of mine on turn 2 against Reggie. I locked up and ended up going in the fence.
I made sure I had the inside line. Just got
I had
nice
the inside, but yeah, I just locked up the rears.
Nice run up mountain straight. Didn't work the first time round, but I knew what I needed to do the second time round.
Sorry, in line here.
Well, so that's a good thing too about the longer races too. You know, like you can size, moves.
Yeah.
Like like down the track, so to speak. You try and pick out where they're quick, where they're slow, where you can make a pass.
Yeah, well, I didn't know. See, I've never raced against Darren. First time I've seen him on track, so I thought I'll see what he's got, see what I can learn from him, and
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Just going
so
back.
Darren's new to the series?
Yeah.
Darren, yeah.
I was getting a really good run out of turn 1.
Just going back to my chats about the SDK driver app, Ben's put a link up in announcements.
Yeah, righty, I'll get onto it.
Good on you, Ben. Yeah.
Get it sorted.
Cheers, Ben.
Oops.
Jesus, efficient.
That was close. That was close.
Boys are really working each other out up the front here, aren't they? You don't get to see all this stuff when you're actually racing.
You just see a wall coming at you.
Yeah. No, that's the beauty of watching all the races. It's you learn where you went wrong, and you learn what other people do, and
There's
some good racing.
You don't know. You're in your own world when you're on the track, aren't you? But when you look at the replay, and look at other blokes' races and
when you watch the replays, they're awesome.
A whole lot of stuff that you didn't even know went on with, But
yeah, well, that's it, exactly.
God, shit, didn't know that happened.
But no, it was very good, very clean racing with Darren. It was quite good to race with.
Yeah, it's good when you get that nose to tail stuff, and yeah, you're just sort of trying to force the mistake or the error on them, and
trying to outfox them.
Yeah,
Pressure?
exactly. Yeah.
Just get the pressure up.
Yeah.
He jumped here at the pit stop because I was trying to roll a smoke in the pit stop. And I look up and I hear it go, 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 go. Oh, shit, I'm not finished.
You're telling man, get your fuel and everything right. You're rolling a smoke as well.
Yeah. I've been doing this long enough to be able to do many things while I'm racing. And shut up, Roy.
You
I was
stay
going
in
to
go.
say, my anchor is going to kick
What do I do? He's like rolling a smoke.
Talk to Jason about fuel strategy. Jason. Very quiet all of a sudden.
Well, we so quiet.
Just going to comment here on Darren Walden's paint, his livery. Just love those eyes on that livery for the headlights.
Yeah, we lost our eyes. I don't know why.
You didn't cross them. All you totties. You didn't dot them, sorry.
Good pair of white ones would have been all right.
Yeah.
At least I would have been able to see where I was going.
Oh, God. Bad dad joke. It's worse than Faz's one from earlier.
Yeah.
Well, where do you reckon I got it from? Faz gave it to me.
I apologise to anybody who was watching or future watchers, the three of you. You've got the eyes here now. They actually look pretty good.
So he's got eyes on, he's got sim rigs on the rear wing. Is that an Angry Birds paint?
Don't know.
It looks similar to. It looks similar to Rick and Chad and all that.
Yeah, it could be.
So it's got racecraft on the side and sim rigs on the back.
Yeah, I think that's a bit weird.
And Jinx on the side as well.
There you've said Ben. Yeah, you're right.
I think he just might have just taken a bunch of logos and thrown them together. But yeah, no, it looks like one of the Angry Birds cars. Whether it is or not, I don't know.
Tell you, 50% is that the bloke behind him overtakes him sometimes too. Yeah.
Actually, I think Darren.
I really don't.
I think Darren is actually an Angry Birds driver, actually, from memory now.
See, going back
It
to
looks like it,
going back to my pet gripe, if you'd done the SDK driver wrap, we'd know.
I'm definitely getting some of those eyes.
Rules and regulations again.
Where do you buy those online for your headlights?
Please conform.
Yeah, he's Angry Birds. That's why.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go. You got a run coming to your Faz.
Trying to be fairly patient here, I think, especially through this bit, and then trying to just roll off when we get around. Hang off him. Yeah, no, hang off, and then roll off through here. That way we don't have any. But then yours. There we go, and then
you got the run.
Try and get instead of making a big incident through the friggin'. The mountain and all the rest, and
not a repeat of what happened on that 42 in split 2.
Yeah, let's not.
And we might just have a look. So Faz,
be masochists and try and take the whole field out,
So that move Faz up one spot in the fourth. So Dave Garbutt out front up 2, Will's up 2, Mark Dials up 5 spots. And Dave Galley's doing really well. Dave's up 6 spots. And at the moment, our hard charger is up 10 spots.
That's Johnny Van Reed. John Van Reed.
Yeah, but he pulled qualifying.
I did not.
Yeah, he sandbagged qualifying. Yeah. Just to talk about himself. He had to find a reason.
That's it.
Who was the hard charger?
Yeah, me. I'm up 10 spots and 8.
Yeah, so I told you, sandbagger.
Fuck, yeah, I know, yeah. This is what he's like.
I don't know. I don't know, Dave.
He couldn't even give me the right paint
Promises
for
the
this
world for
weekend.
everyone, but yeah, just wants his own
Ben's already
glory.
had a go at about the paint on mine,
Yeah,
and you couldn't even give me the good one, John.
Yeah, what's with Andrew? What's with David's paint being outdated, or?
That's John's fault.
Oh, it's always John's.
Oh, Andrew got it right.
He wants to form a team and lead, but, you know, like, he doesn't lead. That's the whole
No, he
thing.
doesn't lead.
No.
He's the bloke that puts the cart before the horse.
Exactly right.
Or the Van Reed
Wonders
before
why
the
it rolls
Bulldog.
downhill by itself.
The Van Reed before the Bulldog.
Let's have a look at where Scotty's going. Scotty's doing all
Yeah,
right.
see, I've got what a change there, Johnny.
Nice segue. How was your night, Scotty?
A quiet one.
Quiet one, was it?
Yeah.
Now, Scotty, question. I received information from race control that earlier in the race, you towed without permission. Was that
No,
true?
that wouldn't
No.
happen, Scotty. No
No.
way.
I didn't see it. Whoops, Scotty.
If it did, he doesn't remember it.
I don't remember that.
Almost kept it.
No,
Alright, I had a little note from them saying you did, so...
I
Hey, by
called
the way,
to
Ben.
put the engine.
By the way, Ben, you might want to put Johnny on the breatho next time he goes to start racing as of last night. He was in a happy state.
Oops.
Sounds like he still is.
Scotty, you don't get to celebrate weekends yet. We're watching the same screen at the moment.
Should I change Johnny's number to 005?
I think that'd be a great idea.
Probably should just put it down to his blown.
Is that?
Oh, here we go, Johnny. This is your...
Yeah.
Oh, gee, well done, Scotty. Made him go.
Good driving, John.
Hey, I finished with 0x. That's all I'm saying.
That's
How
right.
did you
That's
not
right.
how did you not get a point for that?
I do not know.
Actually, did anyone get through bloody down the other side of the hill? If you get right up hard on the left-hand side, that around the black sign, I got pinged twice for an off-track. Not contact, an off-track.
I think it depends on the speed you're going when you spin and the angle of which you spin.
I didn't spin, mate. I just drove through there like normal.
Yep.
Really hugged the inside
Sideways.
hard. Well, probably. Really hugged that wall hard. And twice I got it's off track. I'm going, man, there's not even a strip of grass there. How can I get it?
Race control don't want to know, mate. They won't.
Are you connected?
It's bloody huge virus, isn't it?
Are you connected from the middle of nowhere?
Yeah, he's in Aubrey.
In Aubrey. They'll upgrade from tile up soon.
Yeah. Daniel Andrews will give him a Wi-Fi connection. That'll be right. He'll be right. Wait a second.
We'll send a canoe up
It's
to you guys.
separated from me by water level.
Ring up your local store and ask for a thing called 3G.
For that, because that's the other side of the river, mate. I've got nothing to do with Daniel Andrews.
This is where I got handed a gift and thought, oh, well, it's time to apply pressure to Mr. Munro.
Yeah.
Tell you what, Dave, you've carved out a nice handy lead there, mate.
Yeah.
He saved me out of trouble, he did,
Yep, and then, lap time started to come down towards the end of the stint, but...
that doesn't matter, mate.
I was watching the gap, Mark, you were catching me, and I was watching the gap quite closely.
You could have given away 2 seconds a lap, mate, and you still would have won. You probably more.
Yeah, but if you slow down too much, that's when you make mistakes.
If you back up too much, you start.
You lose your rhythm.
And there's a few scars on the car to show that that's what happened. So absolutely, there's a fine line between going too hard and going too
getting around there.
Hard enough.
Yeah, I think when you got a gap like that, you just want to keep a nice rhythm that you're comfortable with, and
that's what I found.
Yeah. Well, I think someone you don't actually know.
So how many of you guys slept well last night?
I'm taking in your advice. We do get up front.
Oh, was that Ben?
How many of you guys slept well last night after race 1?
I know. I was still running around at 4 o'clock this morning, so I was.
What are you talking about?
What's that? What's sleep? Got no idea what that is.
Well, our fellow Split 2 driver Wayne Lecomte, who has his Twitch stream, he done the 300k race here. As soon as he finished, he jumped out and jumped straight into another official race straight after it.
Yeah, England, fuck.
Like,
it usually takes me about an hour to sort of calm down and then go to sleep.
No, he was straight back into it.
That's amazing.
Well, I've got to tell you, after the week's practice and all the rest, boys, and I did a bit of practice because I didn't, stack it all up for everything. Well, I probably got to the end of the race. Oh my God, thank God.
Yeah. After you race with vets, you're like, I don't want to see this track for another 12 weeks.
I've had enough.
Yeah, and then you make us come back here. You make us come back here on Tuesday night for East Coast.
Yes. Yeah, for 250 k's. Yeah.
Yeah, good on you. Well done for that. That on your own. God.
It would be good to do.
I've got to be honest, mistakes and everything. I love it.
Geez, that's a nice looking car coming up the back here at the moment.
Oh, it is. What a standout.
It's used to come up behind.
I'd love to do a VETS Enduro.
Here we go. I think a Ford's going to take a hold in here again.
Again, yeah.
Well, we done a VETS 1000 a couple of seasons ago.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah, we'll have to do another one.
Yeah. Well, if they bring Sandown out for the next build,
yeah, we'll do a Sandown.
That'd be awesome.
We'll do a Sandown 500.
Oh, absolutely, that'd be awesome.
Team event or just individual?
That'd be team.
Yeah.
It'll be everyone in though, all 3 splits.
Yeah. And then a month later we can do the Bathurst, like usually do.
We'll just do a Bathurst 1000 team event every week.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah, no.
I love that.
I want to do the team event, but not every week.
24-hour race in the supercar.
Anthony Bismarck, if you're listening, Anthony, I'm teaming up with you again, buddy.
Because that Bathurst race we did last year, that was awesome.
Yeah,
it was fun. That was a lot of fun.
Managed to knock off the teammates there. Craig and Scott, if you're listening, got you both.
You're working hard to get over that. Bloody physically sitting so long in the car.
How clean is that 006 car?
No, it looks great.
I bet it was cleaner than Roy's.
It looks like they stopped in for a while.
Looks like you might have had a 0X race, Mark.
No, I got 2. I run off, put a wheel off in the chase and put a wheel off down in Conrad, looking at my fuel numbers. I was actually off the track completely in the grass. I don't know how I managed to pull it back off the wall and not wipe anyone out, but yeah.
Let go.
Well, that's what happens when you take your concentration off and look into the left corner.
Exactly.
Of the right corner of the screen. Yeah. You look exactly
right.
where you're going, and
I spent a bit of time looking at the Race Lab apps stuff with the fuel meter in that. That's managed to line that overlay up where I want it to be, and it's out of the way, but still readily visible at a glance, so that's good.
Yeah, well, after all the dramas I had with the software for Fanatec when I got back into race for the collie, and then the dramas with the iRacing screens and what have you, I didn't have time to work out what app I was going to use. It was just a crew chief wing and prayer. Hope the guys did me right.
Yeah, I use that JRT.
So you never raced with like nothing. That one?
No, I had crew chief, but that was all I had. No apps, nothing.
Yeah, I don't run anything.
No, I run JRT and crew chief.
Yeah, I'd be lost without SDK.
I don't even know what they are. It's JRT and SDK. I think I've heard of.
Yeah, JRT was I gave up on a long time ago.
Yeah.
SDK, I've got it, but the fuel thing wasn't working. But apparently Craig was saying it's all right now. It does. You press the button and it will put the right amount of fuel in, but it doesn't tell you that it's putting the right amount of fuel in. Some glitch with it.
No, it does flick up the number. You just got to watch very quickly when you press the button to see the numbers go through.
Okay. But I think I'm going to go to SimHub. There's a couple of things that SimHub have got that might help me with the braking, so I've got to talk to Scotty about doing that, getting that up and running.
Is there anyone that we haven't given a shout out to yet? Like SimHub, JRT?
Well, SimHub was good, and then you had to pay for it. I think the subscription version of SimHub would be all right.
Yeah, I paid for it years ago, but just didn't get around to using it. And Scott made up a screen, so yeah, I've got to get onto that and use that.
Hey, Toddy, your brother's told you to go to bed.
Oh, fucking. Sorry, kids.
SimHub, JRT is listening. He takes that back. And
there's a lot of good apps out there that make your life easier.
Oh yeah,
I reckon they're good to have.
So my go-tos are Race Labs for the overlays and Crew Chief for the voice commands.
Yeah.
And big g'day to Ed Cullen who's dropped in. How you going, Ed?
Hey, Ed.
Good, boys. Appreciate you letting me in your league and having me first hit out in iRacing for about 8 years.
Nice.
Hey, welcome.
Well,
thanks, guys.
Good shit.
Well, don't worry, Ed, mate. I'll tell you what, if you ever get on the podium or win, they'll kick you out straight away.
We'll just punch you off in practice.
So just take it easy the first season, the second season, mate. Go all out.
Well, I mean, I'm back on my old plates. It's been a while since I used this software, and
you just stick your authority on it, mate, and then everyone, you'll be right.
By the sounds of it, I'm about the same vintage as you guys, getting 58 these days. You know.
Yeah, you've got a pretty good teammate though, who's a good teacher.
Yeah, it's Pete. I've been racing on and off with for about 25 years now. When I met John, he was about 15, so we're Perth-based blokes. So
that's pretty.
Hey, look, the boys have been on my back to come and join for a while now, but as you know, we have to log on at about 4:30 in the afternoon, and unless you have the right job, you just can't get home in time to log on.
Daylight saving ends in about 2 or 3 weeks, so
April 3rd.
Yeah. That's why it's East Coast based, mate. That's why we don't worry about the West Coast.
Well, I don't know.
Welcome anyway.
Yeah, you look like a great bunch of guys. So
It's a lot of
except
fun.
for
A
Mark,
lot of fun.
Oh, thanks very much.
And just keep an eye out. Just keep an eye out for that Dave Baldock fella too.
Oh
Yeah. Yeah.
There's me.
He's the one with-
no,
he's the one with the horse's
anybody
head.
named Dave.
The, car's,
Hey, woo.
Kelly.
the car's not looking too flash. I got taken out on the second corner on the first lap, which I thought, oh, okay, we're off to a great start here.
that'll do it.
So I was in the pits on lap 1. So
Jesus, really?
Actually, I reckon when we do the next week 13, we should name ourselves Dave Baldock.
Just everyone called Dave
Just
Baldock.
everybody Dave Baldock.
I was going to say we just need to paint all the cars up exactly the same and just go out as the Baldock crew.
If you guys genuinely want to do that, I actually can set that up.
No, do it, I reckon.
You can all go that way. I'll take Roy.
All right. Parker, yeah.
We're going to have one odd one in there.
Yeah, all right.
But we do. We have Roy.
Yeah,
We have the real deal.
yeah. So when you're
Marky.
racing, you see Dave Baldock. You don't know which is the real one.
Dave Baldock, everyone goes in.
Oh,
I'll tell you that works. If you do like cartoon, TTT, it's like
It'll be like that. Where's Wally?
team.
Where's Wally? Where's Dave?
Will Munro done and John King.
yeah, I saw it. Just
Yeah.
fun coming out.
You must be jogging.
That was bad luck, that one.
Yeah, I felt sorry for Kingy, mate. He was driving well.
Hmm.
He had that one incident, so.
I know my teammate Pete got taken out on the last corner on the last lap too. He wasn't impressed.
No.
I think they was running 6 and the splits at 2. So
Looked at the graph. I watched that earlier.
yeah, mate, they had a few safety cars by the looks, didn't they?
No.
A lot of stuff. A lot of scratches.
At least that's
But it
I
was
mean-
more towards the end of the race, and like I said, once one starts, they come out every few laps.
Most of our cars have got dents around every corner, but they're most self-inflicted.
Wasn't someone reversing down the track? Did I see that?
Yeah, well,
They were. Someone was reversing down the track.
I know the incident. The incident I had, we're looking at each other. You go, hi, there you go.
I'm sure I've seen someone reversing down the hill.
Yep.
Yeah, it was Fewens. And he did a flick spin.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
No,
You've really got to
Jason,
get
Matty,
work
Matty,
on
Matty,
coaching,
Matty,
don't you, Simon?
Matty
Well,
McMillan, welcome to the
Look at the
chat.
spot to lose it. Like, what do you do when you're in there?
Simon, you're going to have to upgrade from 2G, mate.
PG.
I think the battery on your headset might be running out, maybe.
You in Tasmania.
Maybe the battery of Simon's running out.
I was going to say maybe he needs to give it a break.
And Matty McMillan's joined us. How are you, Matty?
Okay.
It's all right.
I'm not game enough to say anything. I'll just sit and listen. I'm having a ball.
You skirt.
And there is actually one. I do have a gripe at what goes on in the race.
Oh boy.
And that's
Oh, look, there we go.
I'm sorry.
That's whatever radio
was your fault.
some of you have got chosen there isn't the right one.
Yeah, which radio?
Right, keep
Well,
going.
And who's it directed
Is-
at?
There are drivers that I don't hear. Like there was drivers going on. I could hear replies
same
to
here.
drivers.
It's all the
last night.
time. That depends on the load. So if there's a discrepancy in the load, sometimes that happens.
No,
and
it
you
depends
have
on
to
the radio
upload
that. It depends on the radio that you got set in the iRacing in the car.
Right, yep.
So if you haven't got the same one set, I'm not going to hear. I don't hear Scotty Perrins. I don't hear Phil Marsh. But I hear the reply, and then I know that there's something going on.
I think
So
what
everyone's
I've
going to have to get
noticed,
their
Mark,
radios.
what I've noticed, Mark, has been happening is
I think
is
they've
it's
blocked
turned- No, what's been happening is that all channels gets turned off.
Yeah, well that's
All
that's
teams.
the issue.
So if you,
Yeah, but
If
the
you
game's doing it itself though.
Yeah,
Well,
so if you
alright.
block anybody, so I've blocked a couple of people on officials because they were just, being painful. So block that one user, it then automatically turns off the all teams channel on the radio when you jump in every other race.
Well, I wouldn't have blocked Scotty.
No. So it's just the way the game seems to deal with that. Is it turns off the all teams channel by default.
Yeah.
All right,
So,
Johnny,
it's a bit
commentary at
annoying.
the end of the race, mate.
That's a great win, Dave.
Johnny.
Dave in first place. Mark Doyle comes over the line in P2, followed by Simon Farrington rounding out P3. Will Munro coming down the hill. He's
That's
right back.
Will, that was, he should have probably picked up second or third day. That was unfortunate what happened there.
Will did a great race.
And Dave, congratulations, mate. Is there anyone you want to thank or want to say a few words?
Want to say a big thank you to Michael Stewart, Scotty McCune, Michael Dumbrell, Jason DiPetito, Mario Reale. Poor bugger's got COVID at the moment, so he wasn't able to race this week. Their coaching and guidance was fantastic. Quantum Tin Solutions, Bay 21 Coffee, and John WK&P for putting the broadcast on. That absolutely fantastic. It's been an absolute ball tonight. I really appreciate it. And the racing's been fantastic, and I'll see everybody on the track next week.
Yeah, good stuff, Dave.
Yeah, well done, Dave, Mark, and
Good
Simon.
stuff.
Yeah. Mark, you want to say a few words, Mark?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank the teammates and Benny here for doing what he does within VETS. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah, very true.
Quantum Tin Solutions and their continued sponsorship. Bay 21. Taipan Events. And that's about it really. Good race. It was a good race all round.
Good stuff.
And, and Simon, anything you want to say?
Oh, look, I want to thank my mum.
Hey, good on you, Mum. Love ya.
I love Mum.
I want to thank Mum and Dad for bringing me out today.
We all love
Go,
Simon's
Carter.
mum. Yeah, we all love Simon's mum.
I want to say, well done to everybody in Split 3. Like I said, it's a long season. I think
Up all the being with, didn't he?
Yeah.
probably going to look better.
I never knew there was a thing called 1G.
Come on, Simon, the rest of us live in Albury too.
You're sucking up all the
Save
juice,
some
mate.
internet for me.
But the question is, Duggo, do we love Simon's mum more or Jamie's mum? Everyone likes
So
Wendy.
my mum's got Luke. He's only an amateur, mate. You haven't met my mum.
We've got to go Simon's mum, I think.
Alright.
Just some closing comments, guys. Thoughts on Barber next week?
So, my brother and I told me 6'2", 6'3", up with injuries.
I've only got one comment for next week, and that's Faz has to fix his headset up before he's allowed back in the room.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, guys.
I've done a handful of laps at Barber. The setup feels really good.
The setup's good.
Again, just got to dial in the brake bias, but it feels good. I think it's going to be some good racing again.
All I've got to say is I hate the track with a passion. Don't bring it back in the season next year.
But I only turned my first laps on the track this afternoon. So it'll be interesting.
I've been racing it for a long time, and I just don't like the track. The layout is typically American.
It is.
Shit.
Apart from Le Mans, what do you like, Mark?
Le Mans.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We're going to leave the broadcast there. So I'll say good night, and we'll see everybody again for the Split 3 broadcast after the Split 2 broadcast next week. And good luck to everybody racing.
Yeah, I've got to say big thanks to you, John, for
thanks, Johnny.
doing it for Split 3.
Thanks.
It's good to get all the splits done, some broadcasting. So well done.
Thanks, mate. That's awesome to do.